Hello. Today I'm going to explain how Toby Fox creates his battle themes for games like Undertale and Deltarune and all that shebang bang. So, first things first, right here I have a bunch of old video game samples. These are all free. You can download from this website. Musical Artifacts is where I've found almost all of these. There's one specifically made for Undertale, which has basically all the sounds he's used from old games. So yeah, go check those out. I'll put the link in the description for Musical Artifacts to get those classic Toby sounds. He uses, for a lot of his more realistic sounds, he uses the SGM sound font a lot, which is free as well, so you'll want to get that. So I've got Reason loaded up here, and I've recreated something that's supposed to sound like a generic Toby Fox battle theme from Undertale or something. So what's important about Toby's battle themes is that melody is very important, so you want to make sure you have a good melody. And the build up is very important. So we all know Megalovania, we all know Asgore and Heartache and stuff. Those all introduce little melodies and themes, and then just like make it go hard. So I wrote this little intro part, which builds up into the main part. I'm using the sounds from Stronger Monsters, among others, so funky bass part comes in. So yeah, I've got these strings, trumpet from Toho, and a bunch of other things just to give it that iconic Toby sound. And so when the battle themes go in, they go in. So he always has these really aggressive drum parts, so I tried to recreate one of his using the classic SGM drum kit sound. It just goes crazy, basically. Very fast, usually. And I added in these electric guitars, which are these fake sounding electric guitars from like old video games to give it that hype feel, kind of rockin' feel that he likes to use. That little arpeggio part was inspired by the little the thing in the Evil King game from Delta. So yeah, this is kind of like the main introduction part. Now the build-up is done, we're getting right into the melody in the main part. So the melody, like I said, is one of the most important parts. And obviously his melodies fit the different characters, and he moves them around and shapes them around different ways. So this is the melody I wrote, which it'll sound weird on its own, but with the instruments, it'll make sense. And he likes to use a lot of pitch bending and little articulations to give it character. So that's basically a little taste of the melody. So this is the main melody part altogether. Start a little bit before. Call and response between the strings and trumpet. Give it a little that realistic orchestral sound. So yeah, the drums kind of change here, build up. It's important to never get too comfortable in like a certain groove or section because he's always switching things up. And now all of his battle themes start off with this hype first half and then get really emotional weirdly, like catch you off guard. So that's what I did here. I wrote a different melody which is very Toby-esque and put it in with these kind of emotional undertones and glockenspiel. Yeah. So now it goes into the kind of final part where it repeats stuff a lot. It repeats this chord progression over and over, and kind of builds to this final epic conclusion. Um, I mean, all of his battle themes follow different formats, but this is just a kind of good one to follow. It introduces a theme and a more emotional side to it, and then kind of concludes in this big, crazy way. I mean, that's how Asgore ends. That's how Hopes and Dreams ends. And yeah, what if you have a good way to write melodies, then or if you're good at writing melodies, then you can totally just sound like Toby Fox. But that's the hardest part, to be honest. Melody writing is much easier said than done. Mine are nowhere near on his level, but I tried. So yeah, there's this kind of epic part. I'll play it back. And so at the very end, you have this kind of soft piano ballad, which takes the melody that you heard before and puts it in a new context. And I loops it around. So yeah, that's my take on how Toby Fox writes his battle themes, and I'll play the whole thing back once so everyone can hear, and let me know if you want to make more kind of videos about this. Thank you, and like and subscribe.